Hello, everyone. My name is Tanchyk, and this is my Microteach 2 presentation for Lean 521. In this short demonstration, I'll be teaching a mini lesson on the passive voice in academic writing, specifically within the context of article writing. The imagine setting for this lesson is an online Zoom-based class for Ukrainian university professors at the intermediate, like B1, B2 levels. And these participants are researchers preparing manuscripts for publications in English language journals, and they are working on refining their academic writing skills, especially grammar structures commonly used in articles, methods, and results sections. So while the full lesson runs for 45 minutes today, I will be demonstrating a short, like 8-10 minutes portion focusing on guided discovery and brief practice. So let's begin. All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the class. Before we start our session, I would like to have a very quick emotional check-in with you. I'm going to share a picture on the screen, and take a moment to look at it and choose their mood, the word that best describes your mood now, okay? So choose one that best describes how you feel arriving to this session today, yeah, okay? You can type your word into the Zoom chat or just unmute yourself and say it out loud, okay? There is no right or wrong answer here, and I just want to check in with you, and it's totally fine to feel any of these emotions or even mixture of them, or maybe knowing, or maybe you will answer in a different way. All right, so thank you for sharing, whether you're feeling tired or curious or happy or anything else. I'm really glad that you're here. So today we are focusing on one grammar structure, and let's dive in. Okay, so our plan for today is to discuss grammar, new grammar structure, practice with some activities, and at the end, we will do a quick wrap-up activity. Okay, are you guys ready? Perfect. So let's look at some real examples taken from the academic article or articles, and I'll ask you to notice what they have in common. You don't need to know the full context, but just focus on the verbs and how the verbs are used in these three sentences, okay? I'll give you a moment to think about this, okay? Spend some time reading the sentences. Okay, so what do you notice about the verbs? Absolutely, yeah. So please, you can unmute yourself or write your answers in the chat. And thank you, Stepan, for initiating the conversation. Yeah, so let's see what other people say in the chat. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So we see that the forms, the verbs are used in a different form, not like we usually use them, okay? So let me ask you these three important questions about the sentences. So who is doing the action? Are the researchers mentioned? And why we choose this style? Let me go back. Let's look at these sentences one more time, okay? So remember my questions. Who is doing the action? Oksana, please. Right. How about why we use these sentences? Good guess, and more information will be followed later. Okay, and other researchers mentioned, do we know who actually conducted the research? Who did this experiment? No, exactly. So, in all these sentences, they have something in common. And based on what you have seen, we can say that we have a special structure where we don't know the doer of the action, okay? And all the sentences focus on what was done, not who did it. And this is typically in academic writing where the process of findings matter more than the person conducting the research, okay? So one more time, when we look at the sentences, what is the structure? What is, how do we form this passive voice structure? Yeah, I already tell you this is passive voice. So how do we form it? Yes, we can see was viewer. Okay. And what about the verb, the main verb? It is in past past simple. It's almost past simple. So we would say that it's in past participle. Do you guys remember past participle? So this is the third form of the verb, exactly. So this is how we form passive voice, the verb to be in the correct tense and past participle. So you are real genius. So you got it right. So we will learn more about and see more different forms of passive voice in almost all tenses that we have studied previously a little bit later. Let's see some more examples so that you will have the feeling of how passive voice is used, okay? So again, before we see some examples, my question, why we use passive voice? What do you think? Why we need this structure? Exactly, Oksana. Yeah, so to be more objective, as I have already mentioned, to focus on results. And this is typical and common in academic writing, okay? So here's a quick challenge for us. You can see 3 sentences, and let's convert these sentences into passive voice, okay? So please pay attention to the verb, because you need to identify the tense, okay? And the first sentence we will do together. And please don't worry, the rule will be discovered soon together. So let's do the first sentence. Do we have a volunteer who would like to read? Okay, please. Wonderful. So how can we turn this sentence into passive voice? If we say we interviewed, okay, so let's remember how we form the passive voice. It's the verb to be plus past participle. So what will be the answer? Exactly. Yeah, so you can check yourself. So 25 participants were interviewed. Okay. So now you are going to work in breakout rooms and you will play with these 2 sentences. Again, you need to be attentive and identify the tense. What is the tense in the first sentence? Past simple. How about this one? Past simple. And the third sentence? Present simple. Again, remember, you need the verb to be in a correct tense and your main verb in past participle in the third form. Okay, if it is a regular verb, what do? We add ed. If it is irregular verb, yes, this is the third column, like go, went, gone, do, did, done. And with regular verbs, it's played, wanted. Good job. So you got it. All right. So now I will form breakout rooms. So you will be sent in the breakout rooms. You will have 3 minutes. Convert this 2 sentences into passive voice. Okay. And you can share your answers in the chat or take notes in your paper notebooks. And I will be sharing the screen into breakout rooms so you will see those sentences. Okay. Do you have any questions before we begin? No? All good? All right. So let's go. You have 3 minutes. Please join the breakout rooms. All right, so welcome back, everybody. Was it easy or difficult? It was easy. I know. So you're smart pants. So let's see and check your answers. Do you guys have the same answers? Perfect. Very good. Very good. Do you have any questions? So now you understand a little bit better. You have already a better feeling of how we form passive voice. Good job. So now let's sum up a little bit. So passive voice, the basic structure is the verb to be plus past participle. Remember that we will need to change the verb to be depending on the tense. Okay. So why do we use it? Emphasize the process over agent. Good job. And when do we usually use passive voice? In more formal context, in research writing process. Absolutely. All right. So now we will move on in our class and we will practice more with different forms. Are you guys ready? Okay, let's go. So Thank you for watching this short demonstration. I hope I gave you an outline how I would teach this topic for Ukrainian professors. Of course, we would do more practice and the pace would be slower but because we have this time constraint. So I speed it up a little bit, but I hope you had the general idea on my teaching style. So thank you for watching.